What's up, guys? This is Kephas. People like what they like, especially like online. You can't really there's a lot of video gamers online. Like a lot of gamers are on the internet. So like if you're gonna insult a game on the internet, get ready, dude. Like get ready for some heat, right? Now if you're gonna insult gaming as a whole, or you're going to like negatively criticize, I guess is a better word than insult, get ready for some serious heat coming your way, because there are a lot of people online that love video games. But I think that like it's also a fair thing to, even if you like something, it's fair to listen to what people have to say. And like, you know, why do you think gaming is a waste of time? And then, you know, they'll explain it. Well, this is why. Well, it's like, well, I agree with that. Like, I agree with what you're saying. If you're doing it in an unhealthy way, obviously it is. And I think that was the case. But like I said, I think the other big thing is that social media seems to play a part these days into spreading, you know, whether it's like a narrative or a feeling, like it validates something. Like you get a bunch of people that are like, oh, we all think the same way, and that empowers people to keep feeling that way. And like I said, that involves a lot of things these days. And I think that is way more unhealthy than wasting your time playing video games. As a matter of fact, I think that people need to get off Twitter and maybe play games more and chill out more. That might help. Because, you know, I genuinely do, like, I mean, being completely honest, like, there have been times where I've even considered, like, stepping away from those platforms entirely, you know, because I just don't like the environment there anymore. I miss when I would get on Twitter and I would see, like, a new game coming out, because, like, I feel like maybe it used to, like, be based around what I like or whatever. That's what I used to think, because like I would get on Twitter and it would be talking about like Nintendo Direct, or Nintendo Switch, Breath of the Wild, or WoW expansion. Like I remember when WoW was trending on Twitter like a long time ago. But nowadays, every time I get on Twitter and I see what's trending, it's always something to do with just somebody being like, people being mad at somebody for something or whatever, and or people trying, more often than not, it's like people trying to get people to get mad about somebody, about something, God knows what. You know what I mean? And it's like, then you look at like just what people are saying, and you're like, oh my God, I just want to get off this platform now. Like I get on there and there are people that I like other people that I, you know, other content creators that like they make content about like a game or something that is unrelated to what they talk about half the time. And I'm just like, man, I remember when I used to follow you and you talk about the thing that I actually followed you to talk about, which not saying you can't talk about whatever you want, but it's just like, man, everything is so angry these days. Like people are just like, arg, you know. I don't know, you know, like how anybody else feels about that. Like do you ever feel like you just get tired of people just always being like, just like, I hate to use the word that, like, the outrage, like, you know, outrage culture or whatever people are calling it. Like, you ever just get tired of people being mad all the time? Like, just like, dude, can we just, like, let people do what they do and like what they like and whatever, and just relax and let people be people. And if you don't like what someone has to say, just don't interact with them anymore, maybe. Like, just relax and not make things a big deal when it's not really a big deal. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. But either way, it's just something fun to talk about. Just a combination of, like, you know, just like the people reacting to somebody who just had an opinion about something that they liked, and it just got out of hand a little bit, I think. And that's, again, and like, I don't even agree with, like, what Joe Rogan had to say at all. Like, I'm like, nah, dude, like, you know, I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't think gaming is a waste of time at all. I'm very thankful for what video games, you know, do for me, especially considering I play this. Like, I mean, like, it's actually kind of funny because my wife and I look every now and then, because we play Overwatch on the Switch together, and like, I think she's up to like 200 hours, maybe like close to 300 hours, and I'm like over 500 hours. And I'm like, that's just on the Switch. I probably spent that much time on the Xbox, and God knows how long I spent playing it on the PC, like over like a couple hundred hours on there too. Like, I've spent a lot of time playing Overwatch, and that's just Overwatch. I guarantee you, if I did /played on all my characters in WoW, not including the ones I've deleted over the years, but I guarantee you that like the amount of time I've spent playing these games. It's a bit crazy. I remember at one point in time, I actually I did like a little like math thing. Like I was like trying to figure out like per day, how much time do I spend playing WoW on average, right? And I factored it in. It was at one point in time, it was around 3 to 4 hours a day. Like I think back when I was in college, like when Wrath was out, I think I was averaging about 4 hours a day. Even though like what it was like, there would be times where I'd spend like 10 hours in a day. I'd spend 10 hours straight playing WoW. But then there would be days where I didn't play at all because I was doing something else, or I'd be like going to church, doing a church event. God knows what I was doing. But like I remember factoring it in, and it was like averaging 4 a day. And I was like, hey, that's less than the average American spends watching TV. So I guess I'm not doing too bad. Like I remember like thinking that at the time. And like, now I don't care. I can spend however much time I want. I'll spend 40 hours a week if I want to. If I got the time, who cares? You know, like, you know, if you enjoy what you do, you're not. If you enjoy how you waste your time, then you're not wasting your time. That's kind of the thing. Like everything that you do, if you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it, then it is a waste of time. But if you don't, like, that goes for a lot of things, man. Like, I mean, like, there's a lot of arguments to be had there. There are people that like they're wasting their time making way more money than they need. You know what I mean? Like that's like there are people out there that they want to make as much money as possible. It's more money than they'll ever need, and they hate what they're doing to get that money. You could argue that those people are wasting their time. So it's like, but that just depends on each individual person and what they value most and what's important to them. And that's kind of like how you have to kind of look at it. So it's like, no, like it's not universal to each. Everybody's different. Everybody will spend their time how they want. And at the end of the day, like all that matters is that you can look, you can look at your life. You can say, I'm happy with my life, even if it's not like there are more things I want, there are things I can do to adjust things, I love playing games all the time, but I'm not happy with my weight. I could probably sacrifice a couple extra hours a day to go work out some, you know what I mean? Like, that's fine. Do that. Do your thing. Whatever makes you happy. Don't let anybody else tell you what you need to do to be happy if what you're doing is already making you happy. That's kind of my take on things, you know what I mean? But at the same time, when somebody says something that you don't like, you don't agree with them because you feel differently, that's fine, that's normal. There's no reason to get upset about that. Just let people think what they want to think, and you do you. Like, the more, like, the older I get, the more I learn that, like I don't care that much about what people think. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't. And that's something that, like, I didn't always feel that way. I used to feel very differently. I used to get very, like, it starts off when you're a kid, right? You like Power Rangers, and then you got somebody that's like, Power Rangers sucks, you geek, and it would upset you. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very kid thing. And then you get older, and like then it becomes like, well, I don't agree on more, maybe slightly more important things, or I just the way people are about whatever. Like, oh, I work at this job, I can't believe you do that for a living or whatever. Like, dude, who cares? Like, let people think whatever they want. And when the more you stop caring about what people think, in that sense, I'm not saying like you shouldn't, like, obviously don't like, you should care to an extent about how people perceive you or whatever. Like, obviously people that love you, like, caring, like, don't be a jerk, but at the same time, like, don't worry too much about like what people think about like your interests, or or what your opinion or what you enjoy or whatever. It's not that important what people think. Like, you're gonna be people that don't like what you do. That's always gonna be a thing. Like, whether you like football or whether you like video games or whatever it is. Oh, look at this cheeky person who just stole that from me. Fine, it's yours. You can have it. I don't even care, jerk. So like that guy, who cares? He took that. I'm just going to move on and take this one. It's not a big deal. Hey, look at this. You want to come get it? No. And then it resists me. What a turd. So like, that's kind of like, it's a combination of things, really. Like, just, like, you do what makes you happy. And if it makes you happy, then who cares what people think? That's all that really matters at the end of the day. So that's kind of like the thing. And I kind of wish that like that mentality would kind of come back, because like when you have like a mass number of people who are getting unhappy and frustrated because of like something that trended or went viral on Twitter or YouTube or wherever, it's unfortunate, because like just it's fine, it's no big deal. Just let a person think what they think and go on about your day. You know what I mean? Like, that would be better for everybody. And it's just because like it gets old after a while. Like I there was a time where I was like kind of into like all the crap going on and like, oh yeah, you know, like rarg. But nowadays it's like, you know, like it's fine. Just let people do their thing, you know. So that's kind of my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about that, but especially because like, I mean, I can see like someone feeling like gaming is a waste of time. Like that can really frustrate like a WoW player, because WoW is a very time sucking game. I mean, you spend, if you're gonna, like, if you play World of Warcraft, whether you spend the time all at once or it's like something over a period of time, like you're going to spend a lot of your time playing this game if you want to get anywhere. That's a fact. So I could see, you know, people who play a game like WoW get a little frustrated whenever like someone says, "Oh, video games are a waste of time." Like I can see that, and I understand. Like, it's annoying to hear people say that, but like I would encourage people, like, you know, again, don't let what other people think bother you all that much, because it's not all that important. What's important is what you enjoy, and you know, especially if it's someone that like you're not really going to see that much. You know what I mean? Like I remember talking about you know, my spreadsheet, you know, like I made a spreadsheet of all of my backlog of games, you know, like, and I remember I had someone who was like, "Oh wow, no life," and I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, yeah, like get out of my face. I have a good life, you know. And then someone else is like, yeah, their life is probably more interesting than yours. Like, you know, or like talking about me to that person. I'm like, hey, we don't need to gang up on the guy. Just leave him alone. It's fine, you know. So like, there's no need to get confrontational. People can think what they want to think. You know, it's not a big deal. You know, it's like plenty of people will think that like you're wasting your time, or it's a waste. You have no life. That's always the big thing. I have no life. I play video games. Like, hey, I mean, did you ever consider that maybe games are part of your life? Like, it's fine. You know, like it's okay if that's the case. Like, I mean, you know, I've probably spent the past 4 months playing Overwatch for the last like quarter of my day with my wife. Dude, lots of memories have been made. It's been awesome. So, like, you know, it is a part of your life. A lot of, like, it's funny because I always talk about, like, I'll make jokes. Like, you know, it's really kind of sad that I kind of chronicle my life based on what game I was playing at the time. But it's true, because I'll remember, like, even, like, world events or life events. I'll be like, yeah, that was around the time I was playing Ocarina of Time back in, like, 98, I think, is when I was playing that. You know, it's like, yeah, that's always how it is. I always chronicle things that happen in the world or in my life that I've seen based on what game was I playing at that time. It's really funny, actually. But hey, man, like, that's, you know, some people, it's the music they were listening to at that time, or the movie that came out that year, or like whatever they were doing. For me, it's games. Gaming is my thing, and I'm so, at this point in my life, I'm so secure in my world of being a gamer that it doesn't bother me when there are people out there that don't like it, you know, or whatever. It's like, used to, not anymore. I remember when I was in like sixth grade, I think, I got made fun of relentlessly for being a Pokemon fan, and then like, what was it, like 2 or 3 years ago, Pokemon was the biggest thing happening in the world because of Pokemon Go. Like, it's just funny how things can change. So like, just do your thing. Who cares what people think? People's opinions are going to change, and if they don't, man, it's fine. It's not a big deal. That's kind of my thing. People need to just relax, calm down, you know. It is getting like very tiring just to see the like, even like, I remember I used to get really mad when like at Blizzard, whenever a WoW expansion came out that I didn't like the direction. I even used to get mad at that. And then I finally was like, you know what? I'm not going to get mad anymore. It's whatever. They can do whatever they want with the game. If I don't like it, I'll just go play something else. I'll give my opinions on it. I'll give my criticisms, and I'll be honest about it. And I'll maybe even be a little animated about it. But I'll, you know, they don't have to listen to me. They can do whatever they want. And if I don't like it, I'll just move on to something else. Not a big deal. There's always going to be something fun to play, you know? So, like, just in general, it's a good idea to, like, just not get too upset all the time. And especially because, like I said, because of social media and because of the way things kind of go now, people tend to get upset on a massive scale, and a lot of people upset get together, and then things just get annoying and nothing really of value ever happens. You know, so I don't know, like, just in general, I think it's like, just people need to relax some. Anyways, like, just thinking about that, like playing Classic, a game that's very time intensive, time consuming, It's kind of fun to talk about, like, just thinking about, like, you know, what do you guys think about that? Do you get upset easily? Do you, like, are you frustrated when people say stuff like that? Do you feel like if are you happy with, like, how much time you spend playing games? Because, like, I think, you know, there are probably a lot of people on here that, like, maybe they play more than me, or maybe they play less than me, depending on, like, what else is going on in their lives. I know, like, a lot of times people that, like, if you have a job and you have a family, obviously you can't play as much, and that's understandable. That's good. You're doing what makes you happy, and you're focusing on that, and that's great, and that's what you should do. You know, but in general, like, you know, what are your thoughts, like, on, you know, on games? I can say this though, like, I mean, it's this should be said. If you are someone who you feel like you're wasting time playing games, like, if that's how you feel yourself, like, I feel like I'm wasting my time, then for you, if you really feel that way, it's worth exploring. Like, is it because other people are making you feel that way? If that's the case, then don't worry about what other people think. If it's you feeling that way because maybe you don't actually enjoy it, or because there's something else that you want for yourself in life that you feel like video games is taking away from that, then to you, I mean, you know, giving my unsolicited advice, I would say maybe you should step away from games for a while. Because at the end, like I said, at the end of the day, it's about what makes you happy and what fulfills you in your life, and that's what's important. So it's not just a universal, oh, games are fine, play games all you want. It's, you know, there's a point to be made about, like, focusing on yourself and what you need to do to get what you want out of your life at the end of the day. And obviously, if you have other people in your life that you're responsible for, like, you know, wife and kids, or other people, like, obviously you should make sure that you're there for them as well. And if gaming is getting in the way of that, you should obviously explore that. That's my advice. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's up to you to do what you want to do, and that's what's important. So, oh, my pet died again. Look at that. But we will hang on. You know what? Let's go ahead and get us. Oh, I need a soul to get a pet back. Well, I'm going to get a soul. I'll get my crap together, and we will pick this up on the next one. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button. And feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you'd like, you can support this channel on Patreon. Links to all of this can be found in the description below. This is Kephas. Until next time.